What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3, Episode 1 review, where I'm going to talk about awesome stuff that happened in the episode and maybe some pretty crappy stuff that happened in the episode. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just going to get right into it. First thing, Ghost Rider. Oh my goodness, tell me this is not the coolest thing, guys. Ghost Rider shows up after Daisy is trying to stop these guys from doing whatever illegal thing it is that they're doing, and he is just epic. They are scared of him. They think Daisy is Ghost Rider, and she is just trying to stop them. Ghost Rider shows up hunting these guys down while Daisy is looking for them, and they try to rocket launch his charger, which I find hilarious because, as you can see, it did not work. All he did was just go full Ghost Rider and slam right into them. He jacks the guys up, completely killing most of them, and then he takes one of the guys to interrogate him later, throws him in the trunk of his car, leaves, leaving Daisy to have to deal with the cops. Of course, the Ghost Rider is already known throughout the entire city. People know who he is. People are scared of him. There's a guy who's spray painting stuff on the wall for everybody that the Ghost Rider's killed, and he says to Daisy, if you see the Ghost Rider, you do not survive. People who see him die. It's crazy. This is why they moved the show to 10 o'clock at night, because it's darker. It has a whole darker theme to it. And it's going to be so good because it matches the stuff that's going on with the Netflix series. But as you can see, people are scared of the Ghost Rider. People do know who the Ghost Rider is, and he is not someone to be messed with. Another awesome moment of the episode is when Fitz goes over to see Holden so he can watch a football match and ends up discovering that he's been working on LMDs, and he's put his personal assistant inside one of the bodies. Now Ada has a body, which is exactly where they left off last season. Fitz tells him that he's not supposed to be doing this kind of stuff. He knows that he's not supposed to be working on these projects without supervision because of everything that happened last season with, trying to start an Inhuman army working for the Hive Ward monster thing. And it was just so funny to see because even Holden sees it as an LMD. He doesn't see it as a person. He doesn't see it as something that's, alive. He just sees it as something that's replicating life. And Fitz freaks out because it shows up naked in front of him, and everybody except for Fitz is just awkwarded out by the whole thing. Of course, later, Holden has Ada explain to Fitz that the reason that he made the LMD wasn't so that it could end up being another Ultron. It was so that people like Trip wouldn't have to die unnecessarily when you could send in an LMD. And I honestly think this is a great concept for the show. I've been waiting for them to release LMDs. Because it's a huge thing in the comic books. They use them at S.H.I.E.L.D. to train, and it's just, I think they're going to use it to try and bring back Grant Ward. I could see them using an LMD to make it look like Grant and then try to infiltrate whatever's left of Hydra, if there is anything left of Hydra, or maybe try to just find something, someone, somewhere using Grant as the cover-up of the LMD. I think it's great. I cannot wait to see where this is going to go. It was just such an awesome thing to see. Of course, we can't skip over the fact that Skye is a wanted fugitive now. She goes by the name Quake. That's what everybody knows her as. She's been blowing up banks and breaking bridges, apparently. And this is all to stop the Watchdogs. The Watchdogs, the crazy people who hate all Inhumans. Scratch that. Who hate anybody who is different. They're pretty much like Nazis if the Nazis only hated people with superpowers. And of course, Skye's been trying to stop them. She's been doing what she needs to do, and that means she's against the Accords. I couldn't see Skye as someone who would even want to do the Accords, so this actually fits her character very well, because Skye's not the type of person who's going to let everyone govern everything she does. I mean, she joined S.H.I.E.L.D., and even then, when she joined S.H.I.E.L.D. with Coulson, she had a hard time adjusting to everything. And the Accords is pretty much just like, hey, we're in control of you because you're a weapon, and you're going to do what we say when we say it. It limits them a lot, and Daisy's not the kind of person who does stuff like that. So eventually, she might end up going back to S.H.I.E.L.D. because of Coulson and everybody else. But as of now, she's, and I use the term loosely, a rogue against the nation. Another thing that kept coming up over and over again, which is very important to note, is that there's a new director of S.H.I.E.L.D. We don't know who he is. We don't know what he wants. We do know that he's a dick. We do know that people do not like him. We do know that people do not trust him. We do know that he has his own agenda, because anyone who is that anal about everything is making sure that he can set up something later in the future. And I cannot wait to see what that is. I can't wait to see who the director is. I need to know who this guy is. I have no idea who it is. And I feel like I should know, and I'm just in the dark about this one. But the whole new director thing is something really important. They didn't touch on it a lot, but they did touch on it enough. Like I said, just establishing who he is, that nobody trusts him, and that apparently Gemma is the only person who really can stomach being around him. Gemma ends up telling May that the reason that the band broke up was because the director didn't trust that they should be together. And Gemma's trying to hold everything together as well as she can. She's trying to gain power so that she can gain his trust, even though she doesn't trust him, which, let's be honest, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I trust the team. I don't trust outside people. I trust these guys. I've seen them for 3 seasons. I believe in what they want to do. An important topic to note for the entire episode is that there's something driving certain people insane, and they're killing themselves. And apparently this is because of something that's hidden inside some box that some gang organization was trying to find. They said that it was so powerful, it would bring superpowered people to their knees. We don't actually know what this is, but we do find out later when the gang boss opens up the box and there's like this bright light and some kind of like wave over them. And we see there's this ghost lady behind him, even though no one else can see her. And she drives all of them crazy. She starts making them see things and they start attacking each other and killing each other. And May and her new super team have to come in and stop them because, well, no one else can. Which unfortunately is a really bad thing because this leads to another awesome moment of the episode. May ends up getting infected or touched or whatever by this ghost lady. And now she's seeing things. And at the end of the episode, you actually see her freak out about Coulson. You see her looking at Coulson and his eyes go all black, and which means that now she's going to have to deal with that. On top of everything else that this woman has had to deal with, her husband dying and killing that inhuman kid way before she joined the team. Now she has to deal with the fact that she's possessed or infected or something's going on. But it's so cool because you get to see all this supernatural stuff. Marvel's always been like science-y, and now with the new Doctor Strange coming out and the Ghost Rider in the show, it's great because they're bringing in the supernatural stuff. They're finally touching up on it. They're bringing it in and they're trying to, expand what they do. And I can tell you right now, if it's Marvel, it's going to be awesome. Next badass moment of the episode is the fight between Ghost Rider and Daisy. It is so cool. Here you can see that he can channel his Ghost Rider power into a weapon without actually turning into the Ghost Rider. So he has some control over his powers. Him and Daisy end up fighting it out. And it is just a great fight. It's not a super long fight, but it is so entertaining for the first fight of Ghost Rider and Daisy. It's really great. Eventually, Daisy gets the upper hand, and he ends up going full Ghost Rider. But I don't think this was his choice because he tells Daisy he's not the one that decides who dies. All these people that he's been killing, pedophiles and crooked cops, it's not his choice. He's not controlling it. It's the Ghost Rider that's doing it. And you can see it because the Ghost Rider ends up coming out fighting Daisy, and he doesn't talk. He just gets down and dirty. He just does what he has to do, gets in and out, and then eventually he gets the upper hand on Daisy, and Daisy wants to die. She tells him to kill her because she can't stand being a rogue anymore. She can't stand what she's done, and the Ghost Rider lets her live, which means that she's not guilty. She's not deserving of death. That's what the Ghost Rider does. The Ghost Rider judges you, and he can see into your soul, and he burns you and kills you if you deserve it. Apparently Daisy doesn't deserve it, even though she thinks she deserves it. And the best moment of the episode, in my opinion, even though it wasn't a huge moment, it was important. You see Robbie Reyes, aka Ghost Rider, helping his little brother out of a car. His little brother's in a wheelchair, and Robbie Reyes is helping him get out to go back inside the house. Daisy sees this and realizes that everyone's attached to someone, and she feels like maybe she can use this against him. Maybe she realizes that he's not a bad guy, and maybe that he's not actually killing these people because he's a murderer, and maybe the Ghost Rider actually is, possessing him and making him do all these things. From her perspective anyway, we already know that. But it was great to see because you see this other side of Robbie Reyes. You don't see the mechanic who works hard because he dropped out of high school. You don't see the Ghost Rider who goes around killing people. You see the loving brother who's trying to do what he has to do to keep his brother safe. And maybe there's more backstory to Robbie than we know. Maybe there's other things that are going to happen that we can't explain yet. Obviously, it's episode 1, but you know what I'm talking about. And I can't wait to see how that goes, guys. It's going to be an amazing season. It's going to be an awesome season. There's so much stuff to look forward to. It is going to be great. I will be doing a video explaining Robbie Reyes because he is not the first Ghost Rider. He's not Johnny Blaze. He's Robbie Reyes. He's one of the Ghost Riders in a long line of Ghost Riders. So I will be doing something to explain that in case you guys didn't know who Robbie Reyes was. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be doing more stuff like this on other shows that you can check out in the link in the description below. I'm glad I get to even do stuff like this. It's really fun, and I love just talking about all these things that I have a passion about. I will see you guys next time with more videos. Luke Cage is coming out, The Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, all those shows are going to be so good. Oh my god, I'm really excited. I hope you guys are too. I will see you later. Goodbye.